there was a big controversy this week in regards to a big campaign that WWE decided to do. WWE has been airing mysterious vignettes on its social media handle this week, leaving fans wondering about the identity of several mysterious men seen walking towards the camera in those videos. We saw shoes walking. We saw a coin, a chip, a casino chip on a table. We saw the hand and Hall of Fame ring of Paul Heyman. While fans were starting to believe that WWE was teasing the arrival of a new faction, an update from WrestleVotes on X as well as PW Insider Elite suggests that it's a different reality. According to the Wrestling Insiders, the cryptic vignettes were part of a WrestleMania promotional material that it was set to reveal on Tuesday. This update was on the heels of PW Insider reporting that several WWE superstars, including Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar, were at the company's headquarters this past week to film promotional content for WrestleMania 42. PW Insider Elite posted an update regarding the videos on Monday. The website noted that several major superstars, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Brock Lesnar, were present at WWE headquarters to film promotional content for WrestleMania 42. While the report didn't claim that Reigns, Cody, and Lesnar are the men in the cryptic videos that WWE has been sharing on social media lately, it did indicate that the vignettes are related to the WrestleMania 42 promotional material. While some fans believe that WWE were teasing a new faction, PW Insider has learned that the videos are not previewing a return, as some have assumed. Then on Tuesday morning, WWE released a video featuring Cody, Roman, Brock, and Punk playing poker with Paul Heyman and Triple H looking on, with the focus, of course, not being on any of the superstars, but on Triple H. Just like its 41st edition, WrestleMania 42 will take place from Las Vegas, Nevada, this time on April 18th and 19th, 2026. This would otherwise be like a very non-story, really, if it wasn't for why they decided to put out all these teasers for a fucking commercial. Like, that's what begs this question that's in our headline that I will ask Krssi and Josh and all of you in the chat. Who has really lost touch with reality more? Is it WWE? They don't realize what they're doing, what kind of questions or discourse they're creating amongst their own fan base. They don't know the impact that they have, or and then when they want to do something that gets fans excited, all it is we look cool. Look at us. We look cool. It's nothing. It really was absolutely nothing. We already knew that Las Vegas was going to have WrestleMania. It didn't even announce when the tickets were on sale. It just was a commercial to look cool. So it begs the question, has WWE lost touch with reality? Are they so worried about looking cool, looking good to the public and not what's actually going on? They rather the sizzle instead of the steak, basically. Or is it his fan base? Because I feel like you have to ask the question, has the WWE fan base lost the plot? Because I think they expect from this company what they aren't. Like they expected this to be, oh, we're teasing a return, we're teasing a arrival, we're teasing a WWE main roster call up, we're teasing a massive AEW star coming over, and it's just a commercial. So is it the fan base that has really lost touch with reality and they don't know who WWE really is? So that is the question that I asked you. I'll start with Josh. Who's lost touch with reality more, WWE or its fan base?
I'm going to go with the fan base, and I'm going to go with the fan bases because when it comes to WWE, we already know they're bullshit, right? We already know what they're gonna do. We already know what they're gonna, push, whatever the case may be, right? That's already expected. When it comes to the fan base, when it comes to the WWE casual-esque fan base when it comes to that. They are riding on the high of what it was last year. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're so focused on finding that big thing that they could get excited about, and they haven't gotten it this year. So when I'm seeing comments about the ads about who could it be, you could tell people are just so out of touch. People were saying Andrade, that wasn't going to happen. Andrade doesn't want to be in WWE. Why would they go all of their way to even do a video for that? You know what I mean? Just common sense. Jericho legally can't do this. So why would you even suggest that it was Jericho? But then also, when was the last time Jericho wore a fucking suit to even think that it's Jericho? So I think it has to do. I think a big part has to do with the fan base because they're so focused on wanting WWE to be the best. A lot of them. I mean, I want to say a lot of them. A percentage of fans also want the other company to die.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna be so focused on trying to big up WWE that they lost reality. They lost reality of what your product is. And your product this year has not been the best thing to watch. We're getting a lot of hype of a lot of things, and we're just getting a lot of mid. And I think that's a big part of it too,
Mm-hmm.
where I get it. You want to be a fan, and I get it. You love WWE and you love it like you're in an abused relationship. But it's getting to a point where it's like you need to accept what you're getting, and you have to see what WWE is doing in front of you. Like they're playing the shit out of you guys, and you just like seem to like not see that, especially when it comes to even trying to attend these shows. Like they promoted this 2-day WrestleMania ticket sale, and you're talking about tickets that are thousands of dollars, and this is what they promoted to you guys.
Don't tell me they're saying it's sold out, because that's a fucking lie.
Oh no,
Well,
no, it's not.
I don't think WrestleMania tickets. I don't. Only the combo tickets have gone on sale. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
if it's the general public sale has happened yet. But
Got it.
Krssi, what do you think? Is it WWE or its fan base that has lost touch with reality?
It's definitely the fan base. Because you make excuses for all of their BS. It's really like sad at this point. Like y'all all need to be like checked and like put somewhere. But at this point in the game, WWE has only proven, especially with all these network changes and all of this, like Netflix, ESPN, all of these things, they just showing you they don't give a shit about what we think. All they do is they want likes, shares, and big moments.
Yeah.
They could care less, and they will give you a pay-per-view here and there that is good. That's all they care about. They should have done that for WrestlePalooza and other big shows, but hey, they didn't really, But I guess, getting these grades now from critics, since you want to be, critiqued, now you want to put more invest in. But this is more so the fans, because they really don't listen to anything we say. So they're only going to do what they want to do. But the fans really need to like open their eyes and put their glasses on.
You know what? I'm gonna start an era of accountability for WWE fans because I was at one time, I considered myself a WWE fan. And I still watch the product, so you could say I am still a WWE fan, even though I get paid to watch most of the product. But anyway, I will say this, I will start an era of accountability because I was wrong, Josh, Krssi, everyone watching, I was wrong. WWE are not moment merchants. Nope. No, they're not. They are soulless, aura farming moment merchants. That is what WWE is. They don't have any soul because they don't care about souls. They don't care about their audience, their consumer. They care about making the most money possible for the least amount of work. That is a soulless corporation. They are aura farmers. It's all about looking cool. It's all about where Triple H can be. Triple H can say in his press conferences, oh, I hate the spotlight. They always have to force me to go out there and start the show. Yet we always see him start the show. We see him front and center in this poster that includes Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. You know who's the biggest star in the poster? Paul Heyman and Triple H. That's ridiculous.
Paul and Paul.
Paul and Paul are the biggest stars on.
Why do we have Brock? Why do we need a Brock Lesnar then? Like, so what are we doing with Brock?
Because this was also a big statement too. What a lot of people are.
Yes.
This was them telling us who's their top 4. And yes, this was filmed. Yes, this was filmed after Seth Rollins' injury. But I don't think Seth was even going to get the call. I don't think Seth was going to get the call, even if he wasn't healthy, because Seth is not as big of a star as those 4 guys. Those are the top 4
Drew,
of WWE.
We can keep going on and on.
It's a lot of things. Like, I feel like I said, if it wasn't for the vignettes and the teasers that they put out here, this is a non-story this week. But I think that there's a lot to take away from it in that. You can also say that this whole poster, this whole commercial, it may be foreshadowing what the main events of WrestleMania this year is.
Already. Oh, absolutely.
Because I've been saying, I said it to you last week, Josh, when we were talking about Saturday night's main event tonight. I said, whoever wins, and now I said it's more likely. Now I'm under the belief this is what's going to happen. Whoever wins the World Heavyweight Championship tonight will go on to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Whoever. It don't matter if it's Jay, if it's Punk. It's more likely Punk. They're going to do the Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania this year. And if Punk is in the World Heavyweight Championship matchup, that's a big star that you can't put against Cody Rhodes. So you're going to have to be like, who are we going to put against Cody Rhodes? Seth is injured. Punk and Roman are over here. Who we got? Who keeps getting mentioned in Cody Rhodes promo segments over the last couple of months? Whether it was against Seth, whether it's against Drew, whether he does a promo segment with Paul Heyman, it's Brock Lesnar. WWE's been teasing this. So I think that WWE basically showed their cards a bit with this promo. So this is, there's a lot to take away from this whole thing, but it really just genuinely, I think that the answer to the question of if it's WWE or fan base, I think it's both. I think WWE doesn't know they have lost the plot with their fan base because they don't know what they want. They don't know what to give them. They think that they can get by because they're making all this ticket sales and record profits. They could get by on the bare minimum, but their fans are expecting more from them. So they've lost the plot with their fan base. And it's also you guys are 100% right as well. It's also the fan base with WWE. They have not been seeing the clear signs of the creative decline of WWE in 2025. They haven't seen that WWE cares more about taking their money than entertaining them. They haven't seen any of these signs. So it is both. If it's one over the other, I kind of feel at this point, I'm not going to blame the fans. You know me. I don't like to blame the fans. I'm going to say it's WWE more. I'm going to be different. I'm going to say it's WWE more because they haven't figured out that before it was like, oh, they're just giving you the bare minimum because they can ride on that. But now this whole botched WrestleMania 42 promo campaign makes me believe they don't know what the fans want. So they are getting by on this hot streak, but they also don't know how to get back the creative juices again. That's scary.
No, it is. And, for me, and that's why, for me, when I put more of the blame on the fans at this point is because, like I said before, WWE, it's gotten to a point where it's like, we kind of know the bullshit that they're going to do, right? So it's kind of like, so for me, that's how it feels, whereas it's like, I kind of know what WWE is, what they're about. They're not really about the fans. They're not really invested with the fans. They're invested of getting their money because it's TKO. And, they care about record profits. They care about that stuff more than putting on a good show. And, where it's not going to affect them until it actually does affect them, and by affecting them is when it starts hitting their pockets. But the problem is that when you're doing these kind of packages for these shows where you're seeing like, oh, $5,000 packages, $10,000 packages that people are still buying, guess what? They're gonna be like, you know what, hey, we can still put on mediocrity. Guess what, we're still gonna get these losers to pay all this money anyway, so it doesn't
Exactly.
really
That's
matter.
it.
We don't have to push it,
That's
you
the,
know,
that's
and
it.
that's and that's part of
You
the
keep
problem
going.
too.
Yep, that's part of the problem. You keep going to the shows. You keep giving them sold out arenas. You keep giving them everything when they give you bullshit and mediocre shit.
Because like for me,
Sit on a
somebody like
platter.
me, like for me, like buying a WWE, it doesn't affect me because I have not bought a WWE ticket since 2017. So it doesn't affect me. Like even like when I see all these ticket prices racing up, yeah, it's outrageous. But to me, I find it more funny than anything because it's just like, damn, you're paying $500 for a Monday Night Raw just to sit with Jesus. I don't know if I could do that. No way, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But it's just like for me personally, it doesn't affect me personally when it comes to that. But it's like I've seen the signs and I've been seeing it for a while. And it's kind of crazy that, even last year when we were all like talking about this, when we were all talking about creative, one of the things that I did bring up where when it comes to creative, their biggest sell point last year, or like when Triple H took over, was the bloodline stuff. And then when that crapped out and that was dead, now you're starting to see, hey, let's see what sticks. And there's a lot that has not sticked, and there's things that they could have done that the follow-up has just been ass. And I think that's been a big problem this year with WWE, where there's things that were like, oh shit, like this could go somewhere, or oh shit, like this could mean something, and then doesn't mean something, and then they're focused on getting moments, and hey, people are talking about this, and we had like the whole R-Truth stuff, and then R-Truth had his moment, and then now he's back to being R-Truth while he wanted
With
to
no
be
hair.
where he showed up as Santa Claus and thought it was Christmas and it was actually Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, happened to
Remember when
Rock
we were
Killing.
so high on Ron Killings upon his return, and they let that go very quickly. We got a different perspective here from Danny, of course. He says everyone blames Triple H for a lot of these issues, when I feel like it's TKO to blame. Triple H can't do what he wants because it's TKO money at stake. They're $5 billion in debt. Danny, put that Kool-Aid down. Take the Kool-Aid out your hand, because
It's actually 2.7.
you have freaking drank the Kool-Aid that Triple H wants you to believe. Everyone does not blame Triple H. There are more fans like you in the WWE fan base for sure that will point to TKO before they ever give Triple H any blame. And the reason why you feel like everyone is blaming Triple H is because it's gotten louder this year, because creatively he has not been good. That is what people are blaming Triple H for, is that the creative of the Triple H that wanted to entertain fans, that wanted this great reputation for being a great booker, for creating these cinema moments. That Triple H is gone. Now it's just the cinema moment guy. That guy that's given us Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. Like, that guy's gone. The three biggest stories that he did this year, Danny, they all not only failed, they failed in spectacular fashion, Danny. See, John Cena's heel turn. His heel turn is being described as one of the worst retirement tours of all time. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, the big surprise, which was great. He followed that up with a horrible build-up to him winning the world title, a match and a moment that we all thought would be a lot bigger, of everybody yeeting in the building. It wasn't that big. It's not even a top 20 moment in WWE this year. And then he followed that up with a 50-day reign where he lost his first match by DQ, won a title match against Logan Paul, won a tag team matchup, and then lost to Gunther. That was his 50-day title reign. That's a failure. That's his second biggest thing. And then the third biggest thing, Seth Rollins in the Vision, that is not all his fault. but it's some of his fault there as well, because he put all his time and effort into building up Seth Rollins, who has proven to us over the past decade he can get injured fairly easily. So yes, Triple H deserves everyone you're saying, everyone blaming Triple H, it's deserved. It's not, oh, you guys are being too hard on him. Let's blame the company, bad corporation. He is also bad. Both things can be true.
Yeah, and then also TKO is technically in $2.7 billion in debt. Just wanted to correct that. It's a lot of money, but I mean, I just like, I just like presenting facts when it comes to that. But when it comes to Triple H, the thing is that Triple H doesn't get to blame. Guess what? Because he shows up. He's the fucking face of the company at this point. Everywhere you see, it's him. So he's gonna get blamed for a lot of things, and things that he should be blamed for. It's well deserved, in my opinion, especially when it comes to creative. You cannot go in front of a camera and say, this is the hottest brand, this is the hottest we've ever been, and then you think, oh no, like when things go bad, oh no, don't blame Triple H for that. But then this is the same man during WrestleMania week where fans started criticizing. He tells everybody to be a fan. Why? Because he can't handle the criticism. He wants all the flowers when they're doing great. He wants all the credit when they're doing great. He wants all the people sucking his dick during the Hall of Fame speeches for him. But then all of a sudden, like, oh no, when bad things happen, oh no, guys, come on. Like, we gotta be fair to Triple H. Let's just blame TKO, right? Let's blame TKO. TKO's
and you gotta ask the question. You gotta ask the question. When WWE was riding high in 2023, 2024, did you give any of the credit to TKO? No, you didn't. You gave it to Triple H. So when it's going bad, you also have to keep that same energy. You can't just switch up the energy because you feel like it, because you were a big fan of Triple H when he was wrestling. That's what it really comes down to. Is 9 times out of 10, people defend Triple H because they were a big fan of him when he was hitting pedigrees. It ain't that anymore. Danny says, I've been very critical of John Cena's heel run. It's one of the worst. I was just pointing out that Triple H has people to answer to. That's not his father-in-law. You can have people to answer to, and those people. Blame. Yeah, like the people to answer to is not just TKO. It's the fans, and the fans are saying you haven't been doing your job. That's fair. That's not. Oh, too many people are putting the blame on Triple H. No, that's just being fair.
And then with Triple H is at a point where Triple H is basically the Dana White of WWE. So when things happen in the UFC and cards fall out, and all that stuff, who gets the blame for that? Dana White gets the blame for that. And Denver didn't get blamed for that. TKO doesn't get blamed for that. Dana White gets blamed for that. So when it comes to Triple H, this is, and it's also different because when Dana White is placing match cards, he's doing it for a real combat sport. Triple H has control of what he could do creatively, and the fact that you have shows Unreal where it shows what he does and all this stuff. Guess what?
Behind the scenes, BS.
You're giving yourself a open freaking window for criticism, because if things are not going the way that you're saying it was going to go, how can we sit here and say, oh no, it's not Triple H's fault? We literally had this man tell Jay, we're gonna strap the rocket on you, and instead we got a 50-day reign with one successful title defense.
And like a lot of go ahead, Krssi. I'm sorry.
More so with Jay, they took popularity over wrestling and outcomes. Regardless of not, they're going to yeet whether he is good or bad. They really don't care because they like the yeeting moment. I've been telling you guys about that yeet since like when he first initially started. I'm like, oh God, here we go. And now it's just like quadrupled into something that's just has to be ran like 5-6 damn times now. You feel me? They're going to yeet regardless. He doesn't need a belt to yeet because they're going to do it with or without one.
And with all them dislikes, and with all them dislikes, showing that fans like the character Jey Uso. They like when he does that stuff, but they don't like. Oh wait, he's gonna get a big title push. Oh no, we don't want this.
Oh, no.
That's why we always the what is it? I think it's like 3 of the top 5 most disliked videos for WWE's YouTube channel this year is Jey Uso. His Royal Rumble win, his squash win against Austin Theory, where he did the botch, and then him winning the Battle Royal a couple of weeks ago on Raw. 3 most
the Battle
disliked
Royal
videos.
just threw me out,
for WWE.
threw me for a loop. I was like, nah, son. Like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, a perfectly good LA Knight right there. And we're gonna get into
Yeah,
LA
right,
Knight as
right.
well
And
because
you guys already
Yeah.
know how I feel about Braun, but like you had the person there, you had the whole bad guy, you had the story, and you just let it slip through your fingers like sand.
oh yeah, definitely. I do agree with Danny here. It is definitely a split in fan base where the IWC really complains and criticizes Jey Uso, but he gets one of the biggest pops every time he comes out on Monday Night Raw. It is definitely a difference of opinion in regards to how the internet wrestling community feels about him and how WWE fans in the building do.